Welcome back to the Titanium Hangar. This is Mike. Today I want to talk to you about a concept that I've been seeing and witnessing for a while. And are these companies short running their products? Are they making less now than they were a couple years ago? And the short answer is probably yes, but I don't have production numbers to prove it, but I can show you a few examples that I've been looking at. I wanted to make this video 2 weeks ago, but I wanted to wait a little bit and see if some of my other theories kind of come true, and we're going to discuss this. We're going to talk about what's going on and how this really affects us going forward as collectors, collecting, and what kind of psychology they're trying to use here. We're going to talk about this and more coming up. All right, first off, before we get into all of this topic, I do want to say that Crystar is finally up for pre-order at BBTS, and I want to let everybody know to get in on it before they sell out. Or, hey, it would be awesome if this figure sells out system-wide. It would send the right message to Hasbro that we want this kind of retro stuff that's out there. People that don't collect Marvel Legends, this is one character in a Marvel Legend that we need, but I'd like to see them make every one of them. Let's support what we like. If you don't like this, I mean, you're probably not going to support it, but I think it's awesome they're making it. BBTS has it for pre-order, probably every other place too. So there's been sort of an alarming, disturbing situation going on, mostly with Hasbro Pulse, but it's happening with some other places too when it comes to Hasbro product, and now we're seeing it with Mattel, we're seeing it with Mcfarlane. But products sell out. You have a pre-order of a product that's a mainline product that they're going to make, I don't know how many, 60,000, 100,000, and yet they sell out during pre-order in a day or even in hours, and it doesn't make any sense. You can't meet the demand of your customer, but then magically when you get them in stock, a couple weeks later you have them. This doesn't make any sense. Are you short-running the product, or are you just playing some games? And I kind of think they're doing a little bit of both. I actually think that the figures like these Dreadnoks and a lot of stuff getting put out right now is being produced in smaller quantities, but they're playing some games to get you to buy those. They're struggling to even sell them at lower production run quantities. By the way, I canceled my Soundwave. I went through BBTS with them, same price, just because I don't really like how they sneak up and ship it out to you and charge you right away. BBTS gives you a couple days if you want to cancel it. Because say maybe Soundwave's going to be in their warehouse sale for $60 down the road. Now I first saw this phenomenon that really hit home with me was this Trouble Bubble. Now I pre-ordered my Trouble Bubble. I'm fine. Don't worry. I'm fine. But once they came into stock, they showed sold out and they processed orders. But they didn't put it back up to pre-order until PulseCon. So it's almost like they ran out of however many they were willing to sell you at the time, or they filled just pre-orders only and then put more stock up at the PulseCon as if they were waiting for an event. So this, it says sold out. It's telling people that you can't get it anymore. And after the games they played with Mindbender and Serpentor, they're playing games with this. And I'm not really upset about it because I pre-ordered the stuff that I really want, and I go with, if I want it, I'm paying the full price. But there's a whole category of stuff that I'm on the fence about, and I'm going to wait for either a sale, a clearance, maybe I find it in the store for a lower price, but something like this I had to have. But then you get into the whole other argument. The Python Patrol Trouble Bubble comes with the same exact amount of quantity plastic, in fact, probably a lot more dye used to color the plastic, $10 cheaper. Now, I believe that this is a contractual thing with Target, and it's some sort of behind-the-scenes deal that they've worked out. Probably because Target's been burned a lot with this Python Patrol stuff. They've been burned having to put stuff to clearance, half price, just to move it. And so with that, I can kind of see how this could work out, but they knew they'd sell the other ones at $55. I'm going to say this, though. I still think it's a value at $55. Getting this at $45 is a steal. It's a really good deal, and we should be celebrating the fact that we get a little bit better price, but this one is going to be in much lower demand than the standard one. But will this sell out? Will we see this sell out? Will this clog up store shelves? This is something interesting to find out in the future, and this will also be interesting to find out, are they going to short run this? Because all of these specialty ones, all these Tiger Force and Python Patrols should be a much, much lower quantity production run, than we see with the standard version. So what exactly is going on with G.I. Joe Classified? This is just one brand with one company, but I'm focusing on it because this is what's catching my eye the most. We're seeing stuff show up on clearance, older waves. I really have no idea how they got like 5 cases at one Walmart of this wave. This is an amazing wave. These figures are all phenomenal figures, even though the retro Storm Shadow is probably a little bit better. $17 is a great price, especially since now they think they're all worth $25 as a retail value. But I think these were all originally about between $20 and $22. This was like the time they upped it to $23. $17 is still a good price. But I bet you down the road, these will clearance even cheaper. And Hasbro doesn't want to see their stuff on clearance. I'm guessing Hasbro does not like this at all. Where you see the movie figures, which I reluctantly bought. I bought my friend's collection, and he had some movie figures in it, and I bought the females that came out as, I guess, the second wave, just to finish it. But I had, in my heart of heart and gut, I felt I'd see them for $5. And I've been saying it for years. These are going to be $5 figures, $5 figures. But I bought them anyway at regular price, just in case I never catch the $5 price. Well, now you can't get rid of them for $5 at Ollie's. Ollie's is littered with all of these clearance deals, which is why I believe that Hasbro is producing way less of everything. And with the higher price point, that $25, and in some cases $28, but $25 price point, they can produce less. But they still struggle to sell less product. Star Wars is a whole different ball game. They're literally just reissuing the exact same thing that they had out for $20, and they're asking $28. And I guess Wrecker's now only $28 instead of $30 or whatever they were charging, $35, whatever crazy price they were charging for him. But still, this is another phenomenon that you can get this Wrecker in the new multicolored uniform get-up or whatever for $28, or you can get them at Ollie's for $15. So this is one of those strange scenarios that you're seeing the original, which is probably more sought after. The package you can actually see the figures. In my opinion, it's a better deal all around. Half the price, and you get to see the figure, and it's in what I believe is a more sought after version than what's out at retail. So I haven't seen any of this stuff sell, and it's been a week at retail. I haven't seen any of these Star Wars stuff. That's a full-on display, and nothing sold. Some stuff got moved around a little bit, but nothing sold. So Masters of the Universe is sort of dead at retail. You get a couple things here and there, but I want to point out that Origins is over for the most part at retail. There's a couple of things going on out there, and I'll show that. But looking at Mattel, sitting with 60,000, or what was it, 30,000? 30 or 60,000 of snout spouts and leeches just at Walmart alone. And they can't get rid of them. Like, these will clearance to 10, 11, 5, who knows, eventually. But I did see a whole crew. There was an entire crew of people at one Walmart pulling stuff, toys off shelves, putting them on carts and taking them to the back. And I asked what they were doing. They said, we don't know. We're just doing what we're told. We're helping them out. We're not even from this store. So I don't know what's going on. There's a big clearance event about to happen. And I'm happy to see Snake Mountain showing up at retail and some of the things for Motu that are still available at retail. But remember, this is the end of the line for the Origins. Now it's going to switch to a Filmation, but still sort of the same size. I understand there'll be slightly bigger figures, but this set actually should theoretically work with both the Masterverse and the Origins and the whatever they call the Filmation that's going forward. But what's an inch and a half? You know, the inch and a half difference between the two different scales is not a big deal, and technically the animated CGI ones, that'd work in there too. So they're moving everything online for the most part and charging an arm and a leg for each figure. I missed her. Now I would have bought her, and I've got mixed feelings. I was going to buy 3 of her just because to make it worth the $7 shipping, might as well, right? But I forgot about her, I didn't buy her, and I'm just going to do without. It's not that big of a deal. She's not on my top of my wish list. She's a cool looking figure, though. I admit, she's a cool looking figure. And, you know, a little bit of me wishes I would have picked her up. But we're going to be in those situations where if you don't get there within the 2-hour time frame to order the remainder of these characters going forward with Mattel, then you're going to do without, or she's selling for like $60 now. So almost double the price, which I was already upset about $45 price after tax and shipping, but I'm definitely not going to be paying no $60. But anyhow, this is where we are today with collecting. She was produced only however many they felt like producing. They ran out of orders after an hour and a half, and then they shipped them out. Everyone had them a couple days later, and now it's it. No more will ever get made. Now for Mcfarlane, if you guys watch my channel, then you know that I do news, and I look at news every day. And sometimes I don't look at, say, superpower news on a Friday, which is the day that it seems that these came out for pre-order for everyone. Was maybe a Friday, maybe a Thursday, I don't know. But I saw the news technically one day after the news came out, and so I said, oh, I'm putting my news together. Let me go over and pre-order these. Sold out within a day. That tells me that Toddy Mac, old Mcfarlane, is starting to short run his stuff too, which kind of sucks. Definitely sucks that he started short run. This toy line has been the easiest, most fun to collect because you can get your hands on it for a good price.
What do we get for $10?
And that's the number one thing it has going for it. Number one thing is price, number two availability, or number one availability, number two price. Now it's getting hard to even get them. The pre-orders sell out in a day. Now you can get it at Entertainment Earth. They still have the Whirly Bat up for pre-order. I think they're sold out of the Batmobile too. I guess I just missed the boat. I'm just so used to them showing up at the store that I missed the whole change where it's online only. Never in the store again, I guess. Guess you're never going to be able to buy this in the store. The fun of collecting this is over. Now it's all just a cold, calloused, calculated pre-order segment, and the fun is gone out of this toy line. Plus, the price is going up at different places. It's still $10 here. It's $12 through BBTS. But this toy line has lost the fun for me. I'm still going to, I guess, reluctantly be part of it, but get me a couple Whirly Bats or something. But I used to get super excited about this, and I'm not anymore. So what does all this matter? Why does it even matter if they're short-running stuff and you just get your pre-orders in everywhere and you should be good to go? Because A, it's taking the fun out of collecting, short-running all this stuff, and then we feel like we have to buy it. And then B, when it pops back up later, in stock, at a cheaper price, I really feel stupid for buying it in the first place. And it makes me want to cancel all my pre-orders. But anyhow, Super 7 is doing this model already. They're saying, hey, we're high priced. We're overpriced. Well overpriced. But you will definitely get our product, and we're not going to lower our prices. They don't lower their prices. I haven't seen Super 7 come out with sales and lower their prices. Sometimes, I guess, they give you a sale, but for the most part, you're finding it on sale at retailers down the road. But should every company and every single toy have to be a pre-order? Should it all have to be made to order? Is this where we're going? Because if so, it does suck the fun out of it, and it definitely sucks the fun out of buying more than one. And if this thing is like $60 at a warehouse sale, everyone that spent $90 is going to feel like a chump. I guarantee it. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you think that Hasbro, Mattel, Mcfarlane, all these companies are producing lower quantities? And do you think they're playing games with the pre-orders to try to convince people to buy because they're struggling to sell at even lower quantities? Let me know in the comments below. Like and subscribe. Titanium Hanger out.
What do we get for $10?